Yo, yo, yo. I don't have the live, but we're here.
Oh, got the line.
You got the live?
Yep.
I don't have the live. Okay.
It
Well,
just came up. Just
I
came
got
up
it.
right
I got
now.
it. I got it. I got it. So guys, we're back. We're having some type of technical difficulties, but we're pushing forward. We out here making it happen. So Calvin, you
Damn FBI. It's COINTELPRO is what it is.
well, we know who invited the FBI
Come
in.
on. So you know one thing that we can start with that was funny. We didn't mean it at all, dissing Deco. I like Deco Jabril. I like her. She's cool. I like that she did the whole Somali thing with the young people because they were getting like harassed by the police crazy. And but the fact that she got that like FBI award. Yo, what was popping with that?
Did you read the article?
No.
You should read the article.
Was it terrible? What was the award about?
So they basically high-fived her for walking the FBI through her community, and working closely with the police and the FBI.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna really try right now, Calvin. I'm gonna really
Yeah,
try.
try it.
I'm
Get
trying.
your sister, try it.
I'm trying.
Oh, man.
We slandered Al Sharpton for being an informant.
Right.
And here we have our sister make the newspaper and get an award for being an informant.
Right.
I
right,
just-
right. But hers, if they're vague, if they're saying she is doing like community.
No, pineapples.
stuff.
Read the article. Pineapples.
Oh, was
read
it
the
bad
article.
like that.
Pineapples. Read the article.
Because Reverend Al's is like, yo, you telling on people.
Okay, so let me say this to you. The article starts off with them celebrating the fact that she had a good relationship with William Evans. Then she has a great relationship with the new commissioner. How she's been working closely with the FBI and the BRIC and all of these people. And how some of the people in her community were reluctant. But because Deco was cool with them, she was...
Yeah, that's
They
no
tokenized
bueno.
her.
That's no bueno.
Right?
That's no bueno. I didn't even read it. I didn't even want to read it. I just saw it, and then when I saw your post, like, so how are we feeling about this? And then I put that like gif of like,
Yeah.
I have some questions
Yes.
as to what's happening.
Because, like, we don't have to wonder. You have invited them in. They're giving you an award for bringing them into the community and running your mouth.
Always
But
a bad
also,
idea.
she's been getting kickback.
about on it
No, she's been getting grants.
from them.
Yeah.
right, for this like
Ew.
non-profit stuff.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Deco, you gotta explain some of this, my sister.
She don't need to explain.
some of this.
She don't need to explain.
You gotta hear
If
some
it
of
walk
this,
like
man.
a duck and it quack like a duck, Aflac.
Damn is.
Aflac.
I saw that and I was like, I don't know that this is the thing to be sharing. You
That's
know,
the thing
like-
that I was going to talk about that people might not have been happy with me about.
Oh, got it.
Because, like, I'm sorry.
It's weird.
I'm not laying my phone down next to you. We're not talking.
Don't do the kumbaya thing with the police.
Listen, not
you
for
don't
nothing.
have to.
But you know what else made me sad about the article? Black and brown people are being killed by police.
Right.
The FBI has labeled activists like myself black extremists, and you walking them through our hoods.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
Tito popped up on an
Nah.
extremist list,
No.
right? For using the hashtag Black Lives Matter, and you're escorting them
Right.
through our neighborhoods.
No.
Done.
No.
You're done. I'm not talking to you.
Bringing the feds
No.
through the hood.
You brought the feds to the hood.
Nah.
I'm done.
Nah.
Because this is the thing, right? Calvin, what she did could cause me to lose my life.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
Nah.
Nah, that's right.
Nah.
That's
Nah, cause
right.
nah.
Right.
Nah. No. And then she's convincing. This is the part that scares me. She's convincing people from the Somali community to be comfortable with her relationship with the FBI and the police, right? God forbid we're dealing with people who their paperwork ain't legit.
Right.
She'll be the cause of them getting deported
Right.
because you let them in. You know, when I think about
And the
her,
feds.
I think about, you remember that quote by Muhammad Ali?
About the snakes?
Yes.
Yeah.
When the guy asked him, well, what about the good white people?
Right.
Right? And he said, let me
We
ask
waiting
you a
for y'all.
question.
We waiting for y'all.
If I'm right, he said, if I'm sitting here and 1,000 snakes is coming through that door, and 20 of them are good people, am I to let all of them in for the 20 just to be good,
Right.
or do I close the door and leave them all out there
Right.
to be
Right.
safe?
Right.
That's how I feel. I'm listen. I pray to God that people in the Somali Muslim community have more common sense to understand that that's not their friend. The FBI is not their friend.
And Deco stop this, and other people don't start this. Don't do the kumbaya play with the police. I need to share it, actually. I have a picture of it on my phone, this cool meme that lays it out. Like, the police are not your friend. The PPD are not your friend. CIA is not your friend. The feds are... The feds.
The feds.
Muslim women, as many lives. Ain't they killed like 2 million of y'all in the last 15 years?
Huh.
The feds?
And you're building relations with them?
The
Get out of
feds?
here. Let me tell you something. And this is the part that pisses me off when I see nonprofits partner with the police. Them same little kids y'all got taking photo ops with the police. Have you told those little kids that when they hit 15, 16, them same cops may have them face down, ass up?
Right.
Have you had that
Right.
conversation?
Right.
It's the same conversation that I want to have with everybody who does this kumbaya. And don't get me wrong, like, for those people who are like, there's some good cops, this is not about an individual cop. This is about a system built for oppression. This is about
Right.
a system that has never been built to serve and protect us.
Right.
The whole structure of the system has been to catch and return slaves.
Right.
So, yes, there are cops that I think are dope as people.
We all know some cool cops. Family
Right.
members and shit.
Right, like, Nora's dope.
Right.
You
Right,
know?
right.
But it doesn't change the fact that when I say fuck the police.
Right.
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 Like, it doesn't change that. And me and her see each other in public, and she gets it.
Yeah.
She's not offended by that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So my thing
I'm
is,
just scared. Like, they're coming, you're bringing them through the hood, and they're what? Like, what do you think they're doing? They probably wired,
yeah,
catching voices.
yes,
They probably got their phone out. I love being around here, catching your picture.
not for nothing. This is my thing. You're
The
not you're not building it just to build community Somali Muslim relations. You're getting grants.
Nah, it's ill.
Like,
It's
you getting kickback.
It's ill. It looks bad. It looks
You
bad.
getting kickback.
It looks bad.
It's just like, it's disgusting, right?
What's up?
And it's for those people who are like, well, we have to work together. Please, I want y'all to be all inclusive with the kumbaya.
Right.
Make sure that you tell these people that these are the same cops that may show up and deport them.
Right.
Make sure you tell these people that these are the same cops that may have your child who you just took a picture with at 5 years old, but they don't recognize little 5-year-old Timmy when he turns 15,
Right.
and they'll have him face down, ass up down Dudley Station.
Right.
Make sure we have that all-inclusive conversation, because I promise you, y'all are not having that
It's
conversation.
bad. I always remember this. One Teen Empowerment back in the day used to do these youth police dialogue sessions.
Oh,
And so I remember facilitating one, right? I facilitated it, yada yada. We had gang unit there and stuff. It's really uncomfortable. Now I leave the session, and I'm walking home, and I'm walking with a kid who ain't even from the block like that. Like, he's a good kid, actually.
Right.
I was very involved. He was a good kid. We're walking from the session to the hood. Detectives pull up, see me quickly, boom, jump out, all the doors open. They got us hemmed up, bam, against the wall, against the everything. He tried to, like, when they pulled up, he was like, yo, Calvin, I'm going to just step off, try to give me dap. I'm like, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you don't know how this
you're
goes.
delusional.
I'm standing there like, yo, fam, I would just put your hands up because you finna get shot. They hem us both up. They treated that kid so bad. And, like, he wasn't even about that. This was actually a good kid
Yeah.
that would have probably totally brought you through the hood and come to your little session. They treated him so poorly. And then at one point, I'm standing there, and I'm like, you know what's funny about this? 10 minutes ago, we literally left a youth police dialogue session where we talked about this right here, illegal search and seizure, because you're stopping us, you're detaining us, and illegally searching us. And the gang unit was there, and he was like, the gang unit's a bunch of fucking pussies. I'm a real detective. Now shut the fuck. He was rashing on me just for
Wow.
making that little point. And then the dude was like, I can't believe y'all are so disrespectful. And I was like, yo, fam, where you been? Yo, what do you think this is?
Welcome.
Right. I'm like, yo, what do you think this is?
Yo, that's why, like, you know, and again, there are cops who I have had previous relationships with through playing basketball growing up. They've coached my kids, so on
Right,
and so forth.
right.
It doesn't change. Like, I had one of them say to me, and this is one that, like, me and him have a dope relationship. I think he's the coolest, right? Not as a cop, but as a person. Let's just be clear. And He's like, why didn't you send the girls to the police department and get a job on our like junior police force? Calvin, before I could say anything, my daughter was like, who? Us? Nah. Like, are you serious? Are you
What are you
serious?
talking about,
Yeah,
yo?
No.
So Deco, stop it.
You can't say stop it. She's in. If y'all are around her, don't be talking about pushing keys. Don't be talking about flipping keys. Don't be talking about nothing that you don't want the FBI to know.
Little
And
young
that's
Somali
facts.
rap stars, don't be rapping.
Listen.
Don't give her your mixtape.
Don't be out here dropping.
Yo.
I've been on the block. You know, that's how, what's his name? Bobby Shmurda went to jail because he said, Mitch
Right.
called a body about a week ago. Don't y'all do that around Deco.
Right.
Because then, listen, I don't trust the feds.
Whoa.
I don't trust the feds
I
at all.
saw that. I'm like, yo, what's up right now?
When I read the article, like, gets an FBI award. The FBI is
I
giving
didn't-
out awards?
Oh, man. Yo, the FBI giving black women awards is sick. Black women in general, but if you happen to be Muslim, it's sicker.
Hold on, but this goes back to every person that is black that may be from a different country do not consider themselves to be black.
True.
Because if they actually understood what it is to be black in this country, that would have never happened.
Right.
You know how many black people are, like, even on social media with Mark Zuckerberg, you know how many black people are banned from talking about racism, and then you have
Right.
white supremacists that stay on there forever?
Right.
Do you know how many black people have been killed for exactly what she's doing?
Right.
Do you realize that as a black woman, I'm labeled an extremist as an activist?
Right.
And you out here getting awards and leading them through our communities, they better not ever come over here near me.
Who do we have to drag real quick? What was that white lady's name? Maury Dier.
Which
The
one?
one that I put you on to that was talking crazy about you and Roka. What was her name?
Oh, what was
Damn
her
it,
name?
what was her name? I'm trying to write it down. I'm forgetting it. Maury Dier. I thought was the
No.
last name.
No, that's why Didi's banned. You know that, right?
Oh, yes.
'Cause,
yes, Diddy's banned on
The
that.
woman doxed me, and then
Right.
Didi did it back to her.
Right,
What's her
right.
name? Susan? Is it
It is Susan Mortier,
something?
right? Mortier or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
We gonna get it together next week. Drag you. I'll set it up now. We're gonna drag you next
Yeah,
week too.
she went through my profile, seen I work for Roka, and then tried to connect me with the police. And I'm like, you doing that could get me killed in these streets. But
Yo.
all her pictures are with Chuck.
Right.
Did you peep?
Right.
Like, you like coming
So-
to the hood and
Oh my
acting like you
God.
for black issues, but you accuse a black woman of being. I'm like, you accusing me of working with the police could mean my life.
Could
Are
get
you
me killed.
It could get me killed.
Yo.
So then when you look at Deco hanging with the feds, you're like, what the hell is going on
What's going
here?
on? She literally, so I shared our video on to the bus drivers because I rock with their union. Steve
Uh-huh.
Kirschbaum, Francois, Clement. Those are good cats.
Uh-huh.
Steve Gillis. And so so I shared it to their thing. She then commented on it for no reason. She jumped on it and was like, oh, she literally didn't even look at your page. She just saw, that it said formerly employed at Roka. She just saw that.
Wow.
Oh, Monica, who loves working with the BPD. It's like, yo, you have no idea what you're talking about right now. I'm getting sued by the police.
Right.
Like, I'm actually.
I got a court date coming up.
Oh, we gonna be up in there with free most t-shirts on. Like, it was so red. And then in classic white woman form, she doubled down. Like, when people were like, yo, you're completely wrong what you're saying, she's like, no, I'm not. Roka's bad. And put a link of Roka.
Right.
And put a link to the BPD strategy session. She's like, look, they're coordinating with police. And it's like, yo, I ain't worked there in a grip. I wasn't there for a grip. And like, what are you talking about?
But
yo?
also, you trying to get me killed in these streets?
It was reckless.
How you advocating for Venezuela and doing all of these protests and taking pictures with black folks, but you attacking a black woman that you don't even know?
Progressive leftists,
Yeah.
leftist white supremacists, progressive white
That's something
supremacists.
like, yo, some of these people, like your allies, should be trash. Keep it.
And you're from Arlington, steady trying to come through the hood. One of her little pictures was with them at the Grove Hall Library.
Yeah.
Like, keep the library open. It's like, yo, shut up. Yo, the Arlington Library's popping. Why don't you get out of here and go talk to your people?
And she's a school teacher.
That's sick.
Yo.
That is sick, man.
But it be women like that. It be women like that to jeopardize your safety. And shout out Didi Delgado, because Didi came.
Didi took the L on that one.
Didi brought the smoke and she
Right.
took the L. She's on a
Right.
30-day ban right now because that woman doxed me. And Didi was like,
Shout out to Didi. Can't keep a good sister down.
right. Didi was So I'm gonna need you not to be so comfortable doxing her, cause do you still live here? Right.
Gotta.
Got
I don't
him.
lie. I don't think it's wrong. I didn't do it privately. I did it and I was gonna try to have a conversation, so it wasn't like a harassment thing. I called 2 numbers.
Yeah.
And one of them was definitely a home number, and I left a message like, hey, want to have a conversation about your racism on Facebook.
Right.
You're disgusting in what you're doing. You need to stop, and I'd love to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And I was clear about it. Wasn't no threats in there. Wasn't no nothing. It was like, yo, you're trash.
It was like 65, 70 comments.
Right.
Because people were jumping in like, whoever you are, you need to stop. Clearly, you don't know who Monica is. I just
Right.
thank God that I've been doing this work long enough
Right.
that I have a base of supporters.
Right.
Because if she was saying that stuff and it was in proximity to people who questioned who I was,
Right.
it could have went the other way. But there were literally like 50 people who were like,
You're
nah,
bugging.
not today.
Right.
Not today.
And it was crazy because, like, it's just so dangerous. It's so dangerous and reckless, but she don't even understand that because in your white world, you don't have to deal with it.
Right.
You're a wealthy white woman in Arlington, so you don't even have to deal with this world of, like, saying somebody's working with the police is actually very dangerous, yo.
Well, I mean, unless you get an article dropped where you're getting
Unless
an
you're
award.
getting awards from the police.
From the police.
That's ill.
Bananas.
That's ill.
Bananas.
That's ill.
And this is what I mean. There's a disconnect in the black community when you go into different cultures and countries, right? Because everybody wants to be black until you have to be black.
Right.
Right? When you're running an election and you're from a different country, but you have the same skin color as me, then you want to be a black woman.
Right.
Right? When you're from whatever country, I've seen it happen with, I got into it with a woman from Congolese.
Right.
You remember that?
Right.
Who
Defending Americans from you.
Right. At the very end told me she would defend the white woman over me. You know what I mean? But this is the disconnect. That's why I say all skin folk and kinfolk. Because everybody want to be black until you have to be black.
Right. And I always, I don't like, I get dragged for this sometimes, but, like, when I blast the, like, Asian movement, because they get to do the, like, people of color thing. Like, that's what I don't like about that, is that they get to do that. And it's like, like, one time this Asian woman was like, oh, she's from Pakistan. She's like, oh, we need to realize that, like, it's not all black. It's like all of us, black, Latino, Asian, da, 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 da. And I was like, I went, and, like, in the meeting, and she got really upset. And I was like, you know why? Because, like, there's a special experience for black Latino ghetto that I think no one else can relate to.
Also, where are y'all when we're fighting for our lives?
Right.
Because we constantly get called on as black women to stand in solidarity. I did a whole live about this recently, that black women constantly get called on to stand in solidarity with other women of color that are non-black.
Right.
But we have yet for them to show that same solidarity with us. And so
Right.
I called them out. I'm like, yo, when you see us being attacked, cuss these motherfuckers out in Creole. Cuss them out
Right.
in whatever language that you speak.
Right.
Because trust, when they attacking y'all, we cussing them out in English.
Right. Right.
And that's my frustration. Like, don't just I'm getting ready to run for office and I got this melanin in my skin even though I'm from another country and I'm a black woman because I'm running.
Right.
No, be a black woman on a Thursday when we're being attacked.
Right.
Be a black woman on a Saturday when it's not popular and you're not getting grant funding. Be a black woman.
Right.
I'm really annoyed at the whole black woman, and then to see that article, I'm just disgusted. I'm so disgusted.
And it'd be real funny because, like, so the Somalians in Boston, right? They are black. Like, they're dark. They're not even like the Cape Verdeans where they're dark. They're your complexion.
They black
and
people.
darker, right?
Yeah.
But if you go into their stores, how do urban black Americans get treated in a black Somali store?
Depends on what store. It depends on what store. There's been times that I went into their stores and been treated like, oftentimes they've thought that I was one of them.
Right.
So I've had them try to speak their language to me.
That's great.
Which I thought was amazing, especially if I have on a headscarf.
Right.
Like,
right,
I fit the description.
Yo, the streets ain't ready for Muslim Mo. Y'all not even ready. Yo, we're not ready for Farrah Mo Khan.
So
like,
listen,
we're not ready for that.
I don't want to be Farrah Mo Khan because I'm getting banned on every fucking thing.
No, but and then there's been times when I went into their stores and I know for a fact that they started talking about me and they're like,
That is great.
so I think it just depends, right?
Right.
It depends on where you go, who you talk to.
They are sometimes cooler. You know who's way less cooler? Asian from, like, India, Japan,
Yeah.
China. Like, we get treated rough in them stores, yo.
We get treated rough by Haitian American people and Jamaican people too.
In them stores.
Yeah.
What is it about urban?
I'm gonna tell you,
Black.
I had a friend of mine tell me that before they come to America, they're told to stay away from
Right.
Black American people.
Right, right.
And I think it's this narrative that we're lazy, we're dangerous, and like it's toxic for them.
Don't appreciate America.
And so they come over here and they're like, white is right, you know? And how do you refute that? That's what they're taught in their country when they come over here. My thing is soon as somebody gets snatched and dragged,
Right.
you Black.
Right.
Nah, because like I'm tired of showing up to the protest for y'all
It's
and then
like Cat Williams said about Michael. Like, once you get locked up, now you want to come be
With
around
the-
Muslims and shit. Like,
with that pork face.
Yeah. He said, now you down. Now you're down. Yo, in Jamaica, there's a hard bleach movement. Like a
It is,
hardcore.
it's
You see
sad.
that woman
It's
actually
sad.
love to give her some drag because I be loving hip hop. I watch it and I love it. Have you seen Spice from
Yeah,
Jamaica?
I
That shit
have.
is disgusting. I hope your career goes nowhere. I probably would have bought a
You
track.
see, she
'cause
cussed
every
out the
once in a-
doctor when the doctor was like, you need
Right.
some psychological help. The
Right,
fact that you want
right.
to bleach your skin and then I'm telling you the health risks and you're like, I still want to do it.
Right,
Like, so no.
right.
No.
Plus, I hate the people who try to use the I'm doing this for charity to do what they absolutely want to do.
Right.
So, like, when you're like, people don't understand how bad diabetes is, or you know, so, like, I need to, like, I need to drink 2 gallons of soda every single day so that I can show y'all. And it's like, yo, fam, if you wanted a Pepsi, you could just have that Pepsi. Like, you could just have that Pepsi. Like, every once in a while, I love me a Pepsi or, like, a
Right.
grape soda. Or something like that.
Right.
Like, you know, so when she's like, oh, I need to do it to send a point because y'all won't get the message. I need to do it for that. And it's like, no, you need to do it because you sadly hate yourself.
Right. Self-hate. Self-hate is real, though.
And
It's
she don't
real.
get the pass, like, that I give to people like Lil' Kim. You know, like, when I see Lil' Kim, I feel sad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn it, Kim, we loved you when you were dark-skinned. You were a beautiful
Right.
goddess.
Yo.
And it hurts that you think you have to do this.
Absolutely.
What up, Youngblood? It hurts that you think you have to do this.
Hi, Boogie.
Come say hi to the people.
Say hi to the people. I'm not camera ready right now. Oh.
Wow, you look fine. What's not camera ready?
Oh, boy, bye.
Gotta look nice for the camera.
Done.
But it's like, you know, and you see Sammy Sosa, and I just feel so bad for them. Because, like, you hate yourself, you can't be, and look at what you're doing to your skin. With her, though, I get angry.
Yeah.
Because you're lying and you're trying to act like, you know, that part's disgusting to me. The whole I need to do it for my people.
And
I
it's
need to
like,
do it.
Really, I just, you know, and this is why I go back to when election time come around and people are like, oh, that person is Black, let's support them. No.
Right,
No.
right,
No.
right,
No, I'm sorry.
right.
No. Because everybody that's Black ain't fighting for what we fighting for.
Right.
I'm like hard pass on Kamala.
Right.
Hard pass
Right.
on Corey.
Right.
Hard pass. Hard.
Yo, shout out to the homie Nika.
Yeah, shout out to Nika.
So one thing I wanted to make sure I did is a little bit of slander for this progressive white supremacist. This dude, Charlie Keller. I think I slandered him like once or twice on here before.
Who's Charlie Keller?
This white guy who's super lefty. He's with Democratic Socialists of America. He does not believe in any electoral politics except to elect Bernie. So he loves Bernie. But he literally, so last year they tried to do an endorsement process and they were trying to endorse Nika. Now these are Democratic Socialists of America, okay?
Right.
Democratic Socialists, not the Dem Party. And they didn't come to an endorsement of Nika. They stayed out. And the reason was because some people, including Charlie Keller, object to the electoral politics. They just object to it. But you're down with Bernie. Down with Bernie. Bernie, yes. Nika and AOC, no. Okay, you're mad fake. Secondly, he
Fake,
so,
racist, you know.
right, fake and racist. Sorry, yeah, not you're mad fake. You're fucking racist and you're fake. But then so recently he comes out. He's been attacking Liz Warren hard. He's
Are
a
you
former
serious?
intern there. Yep, I heard.
How old
I
is
heard
this
about
person?
him. I don't know.
Oh.
Looks like he's in his 30s.
Oh, okay.
But he's one of those hardcore white Bernie bros. Thinks he's too good for it all. He was on a campaign where he was supposed to be knocking doors in Melrose,
Uh-huh.
and then he quit the campaign. He stopped coming because he said that it was too dangerous to knock doors in the dark. You're in Melrose. Like if there's any, I wouldn't feel comfortable in Melrose because I'm me. But if I was
He
white,
felt
I would be
uncomfortable in Melrose.
Melrose.
Don't come to Roxbury.
And you're white. I mean, I would feel uncomfortable in Melrose.
Me too.
If you called me and was like, yo, Kat, I'm about to go to Melrose, I'd be like, no! Save yourself for your child. You can't go. You a white dude. You're going to be fine there.
Right.
They're going to love you. And so, no, this dude been dragging Liz Warren, and then he did a little tweet the other day. Nika voted on something that wasn't perfect, but, like, gets us there. You know, like the inside outside, I believe. Like, not everything's going to be perfect. That
Right.
criminal justice thing wasn't perfect.
Right.
But it was dope and it moved us forward.
Right.
So Nika did something like that recently. He was dragging her, calling her a fake progressive and talking about how they need to run somebody against her. So I let it be known to him and a bunch of them white boys, them white leftists. Some of them are with Progressive Mass. Some of them are with Act on Mass. Those organizations are kind of the same organization. I don't know. But it's all a bunch of privileged white lefties, mainly from the suburbs. The few that are from Boston are from, like, think about it. Progressive Mass has chapters, right? They have chapters mainly in suburb. That's what they were supposed to be, organizing suburban progressives.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember when they were birthed in like '06, I want to say it was. And then they started coming into urban centers here and there. And I told them not to. Don't do any chapters in urban centers because what they become is white. So they don't have no Roxbury chapter. They have a JP progressives, and it's a bunch of white, like, gentrifiers who are now being gentrified. That's how bad JP's getting gentrified. The gentrifiers are getting gentrified. Like, there's mad white people who moved to JP 15 years ago who now can't afford JP.
This is my
Welcome
I'm
to
not
our
sad.
world.
I'm not sad face.
So, and then they have a Rosendale, West Roxbury progressives.
Well, my
chapter.
thing is that what I realized with the progressive organizations that kind of like turned me off was their progression ain't our progression.
Right.
Like, and so it's just, I don't know. I'm over it.
I warned them. I told them because they slandered Mike Conley from Cambridge. He did something that they didn't like. They were dragging him.
Serious?
Yeah,
Mike?
right.
I like Mike.
He's dope.
He is.
Literally, if you look at Progressive Mass and look at their scorecard, because they have a scorecard, it's online. You can look at it. They rank legislators. He's literally number one.
Yo,
Like,
Mike
he's number
is
one.
amazing.
He's dope.
He's dope.
He's mad dope. He a
I don't
big
say
old-
that
big
about
old
too many
bear.
white boys, but he's dope.
White boy from Cambridge. He's bout it. He's
Yes.
bout it
I
in
like
real
Mike.
life.
I like Mike.
So he does an amendment to the budget to raise the dividends tax on like stocks and shit from 4% to 9%. He did it in not thinking that it would happen in that amendment. He wasn't going to get 20 votes, but he did it in the hopes of starting the conversation and getting a deal out of it.
Right.
So he does it. The white progressives are all about it. Then they're mad at whoever didn't co-sponsor it. Then they're going crazy, right? Because they were dragging all the people of color. All the people of color they were dragging. So they're trying to do it where like they're trying to do this vote like at 10 p.m. at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night to I'll take it if it's ready. Like on 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, they're trying to do this late night vote to raise this tax or whatever. So Mike Conley takes it off, right?
Right.
Like he withdraws it. He gets an agreement from the Speaker of the House to say we're going to do an actual hearing on this because we have no hearings on it, and we're going to vote on this later on this year.
Right.
So he pulls it to be able to vote on it again. This is a parliamentary procedure.
Right.
They drag him for filth. Like, you're a coward. They call him a coward. He was actually visibly shaken when I seen him. It wasn't cool. Like, they just destroyed him. And I talked to other progressives in the building who were like, damn, look how they did Mike. Like, you know what I mean? And he's trying to do strategy. Like, yo, we're not. See, they can't deal with when strategy doesn't work for you because they, in their white worlds, you white boys who have been educated abroad and all this other
It
shit.
ain't just the white boys, but go ahead.
Right. But y'all are bougie, so you're not used to a world where shit's rigged against you, and you just have to work within that.
Right. And maneuver.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're just like, no, that's not right. Should be changed. Yeah, like for them,
Like,
having
don't worry, I'll wait.
right. So they don't know how to, and we have to work within it. So, and then their biggest targets are usually people of color. So like, yo, yes, the House of Representatives fails to do mad shit. We're not going to place the blame for that on the 13 black and Latino. There's literally 13. There's 13 black and Latino members. There's 2 Asians. So you want to get all the people of color together. Our 15 reps, there's 160.
Right.
So if we're going to blame anyone for
Right.
failures, it's not the 15 who are trying to maneuver. Talk to your 145 white people in the burbs that you grew up in.
Right. Yeah. But you know
Slanded
how this,
Mike.
Yo, and I like Mike. I
Mike's-
think Mike's dope. Not for nothing. Mike was like on my page and supporting things that I do.
Right.
And I was like, Mike, they're gonna come for your
Right,
life.
right.
Like, Mike, get off my page. Get off my page.
White
But
dudes from Cambridge and Somerville, support Mo at your own risk.
listen,
Like,
and
that's your own
he
risk.
would write on my page like, you do amazing work. Like,
Right,
yo,
right.
Mike's dope. Shout out to
Right.
Mike.
Shout out to
Um,
Mike Conley from Cambridge, but
right.
they dragged him, and so I felt bad about it. But when they started to come for Nika, come for John Santiago, I was like, yo, I promise you, you try to bring, not that I don't care about Mike, I love him, but I was like, yo, y'all white boys try to come here slandering women of color, I'll drag all of you. I'll
Listen.
drag everyone involved. I'll drag your organization. Like, I'll do a lot.
You don't want this problem.
Right.
You don't want this problem. It's like when the governor sent that letter to Thanos
Woo.
and said, I'm sorry, what did you say, sir? Okay, give me 24 hours. Let me show you something real quick.
That clap back.
Listen, don't keep your hands off.
That's a real thing, by the way. For people to know, there's actually a recording. The recording sounds psycho too. The recording. You heard the recording
Of
of the dispatchers calling the Boston police
no,
about Baker's son.
no.
Google it. The recording's actually fucked up. They literally call BPD from the plane, and they're like, "We have a man here who touched a woman multiple times. Like, she's frightened. We had to move her. Like, he's scaring us. Like, you got to be at the gate. You got to be right at the gate." And they thought he was gonna leave, and they literally, I swear to God, you can look at the transcripts, and the BPD was supposed to come for some reason, and they say that it was a coincidence. Okay, for some reason the BPD never comes. Who comes is the state police.
You want to and listen. He made a call.
Right? Now they say, which is technically right, you know how these white people use technicalities. Technically, the state police have jurisdiction over Logan. Totally true.
Lies detected. You want to know why?
Why?
Boom. East Boston is still a part of Boston, the city,
True.
right?
True.
You have a choice. One of the things I realized when shootings and stuff were happening in
Mhm.
East Boston, remember when they were trying to say how MS-13 and
Right.
all this stuff that's
Right.
happening in East Boston, right? Boston police haven't. So first off, we have a division that is assigned to East Boston
Right.
of the Boston Police Department.
Right.
What the Boston Police Department has the autonomy to do is hand the case over to the state police so that they don't have to deal with it. They do it with shootings a lot.
Okay, so it's discretionary.
So
they
like he
hand
can
it off.
literally say, hey, being that this is a territory where both of us occupy it, here, take this case so we don't have to count it in our totals.
Okay.
If
Okay.
the state police pick up a case, Boston doesn't have to count it. Shots
Okay.
fired.
Okay. Okay.
Boston
They
police
said-
didn't want to get caught up with dealing with Baker's kid.
They said that state police has jurisdiction, so they moved it to them. So now the state police show up, who literally report to your pops. They literally report to your pops. BPD don't report to Baker. They report to Marty and Ricky Gross, the boss. So they don't. So they literally kick it up to state police. State police comes. Somehow he's not cuffed on spot.
Nope.
They're trying to. They put an arrest warrant out for Offset for smacking a phone out of someone's hand who was recording him. So he has an arrest warrant, but the white boy who groped a woman multiple times on a plane doesn't get no cuffs put on him, no charges. It's been over a year now. Nothing has been happening. The
Say it
boy's
with me,
good.
Cal. Privilege.
White mother privilege.
Hold on, not even just white privilege, white power privilege.
Right.
Because your dad's the governor.
Right. That ain't the average white privilege. Some
No.
of y'all little local John Dohertys ain't getting away with
Right.
that.
Let me take that back. Shout out to my white guy friends. Listen,
Yo.
y'all ain't getting the same type of level that Governor Baker's kid is getting when you get to walk off a plane after groping a woman and not be arrested and a whole year passes and we don't even know what the hell's happening with the case. But if you were black, you would be 5'7" in the motherfucking Animal Channel.
Right. Think about like T.I. Think about like when rappers get arrested for stupid stuff, when people get arrested. Sandra Bland was getting arrested for literally asking the cop why she needed to put a cigarette out. He was like, "Man, can you put your cigarette out?" And she was like, "What about the car?" He got so angry with her. Right? Like people get arrested for the craziest of stuff, right?
Don't
It's
say
liter-
people. Black people.
Black people, right. Black people get arrested for the craziest of stuff. This man groped a woman multiple times on a fucking plane. Yo, if that happened to me, I'd be in Guantanamo Bay.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
you'd be, like, in Kenya.
You.
You'd be like, yo, I ain't even from here. Yo, they're like, nah, I don't know. Deco said you could come over here. no, I'm sorry. But you know that couldn't even be us.
We're
I know.
going
I know.
down.
Now we're, like, definitely COINTELPRO.
This is why Violence in Boston hasn't been on for weeks.
That's why we're having technical difficulties.
Because
Because
we're
it is.
going
This is why we
down.
can't have nice things.
And let me just say this. This is not my beef with the Somali community
Right.
because I think you guys are amazing. This is my beef with Deco and her poor choices.
Right.
I want to be clear about that.
Right.
I don't want nobody jumping in my inbox. I don't want nobody coming calling my phone. This is about someone in particular guiding the FBI through the hood.
Oh shit! It's so crazy.
Read the article, please.
It, like,
read the
makes
article.
Me, I need to. I didn't, and I need to. It like gives me chills when you say it.
When
you say black women bringing feds through the hood and like tours, it just like literally scares
and
me.
they're congratulating her for her efforts.
Oh,
You got to read the article. Just read the article.
By the way, to the point about grants, the FBI, COINTELPRO has never gone away. They still give money to black antagonors, saboteurs. They still do that.
Yeah.
Millions too.
Yeah.
Millions.
Well,
Tens of millions every year.
I hope she got millions.
No, she got.
But you want to know the crazy thing is, even with all of that, she won't be touched.
Probably not.
Look at Al Sharpton. It just came out that he was an FBI informant.
That's crazy. And that's ratting. Not bringing them through Harlem, but ratting.
So I guess
Raise the plug.
it's like that's the new respect now.
That's ill.
I mean, nothing's gonna. Not that I'm saying anything should happen to her, but there should be some type of accountability. Somebody should pull her to the side and be like, "Do you understand what it is you have done?"
Right.
Like, nobody's having that conversation with her. Like, Asada Shakur cannot come back into this country. The New Jersey Police Department said the moment she steps foot on American soil, they're gonna blow her head off. Do you
Right.
like?
Right.
And
Right.
you're guiding
If they ever topple Cuba, like they will kill her.
Yes. And you're guiding the FBI.
Those people. Fuck.
Yo,
Bad.
like,
It's bad.
this is what I think about because I'm an activist. I have to think like an activist.
Yo.
Like, somebody's calling?
Oh snap.
Word.
Caller, who that? Who there?
Hello?
Yo, who that? Who there? Caller.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey. What's going on?
Is this to tie up
This
the
is
line?
that person.
Yeah. Hang it up.
This is that person.
Oh, we're being trolled.
This
It's
time it's
great.
a slightly different tone because they picked up on last show when I said, wow, that's the exact one, because I was watching for it. I thought 2 shows in a row. I was like, damn, those sounded like the same hella. Like it was like a hella. Like it was, and I was like, that sounded real similar. And then
Yeah.
last show when I heard it, I'm like, yo, that's literally the same one. That person's getting us.
Yeah.
And they heard me say it, and now it's a slightly different tone, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
you know that's your fault. But okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey man, my thing is if you gonna hate me, hate me. It is what you won't have to worry about is me guiding the feds through the hood.
Right.
I'm not letting that shit go. And you want to know why though? It's not a personal thing, right? Cause maybe in Deco's mind she was doing amazing work, right?
Right.
It for me it's life and death.
Right. Right.
Like I'm a black activist, Calvin. Like that's life and death.
Never okay to bring the police through the hood.
Ever.
Let alone the feds.
The feds.
That's way worse than the police.
Hold on, the feds who infiltrated the Nation of Islam,
Right.
right?
Right.
And why Malcolm's dead.
Right.
The feds who put a hit on MLK, right? Because as quiet as it's kept, the federal government, they won us. Martin's family won a civil lawsuit against the federal government for killing him, right? Okay, the feds.
Right.
Asada Shakur, the feds.
And these people.
Angela Davis defended herself and is free. The feds.
Right.
The feds. Afeni Shakur. The feds. She said, you watch Pac. They're walking down the sidewalk and the feds are walking behind them.
Right. Right.
And you have brought them into the hood.
Executed Fred Hampton.
They executed Fred Hampton, but let the person he was laying in the bed next to live. And shot him over 30 times.
Right.
And you're bringing them into our hood?
Right.
You're not thinking.
That's sick.
You can't be
That's
unattached to the black community that you don't understand the repercussions of your
That's
actions.
so much worse than these little basketball socials. Right? And I'm like, damn it, you know what? Some of y'all Some of y'all can do your little punk ass tap dancing now and play your little ball
Go
game
play
with the
basketball,
police.
eat your ice
Just
cream.
please don't bring the feds through here.
Like, yo, and this is the thing. When people hear that, they're like, oh, but that's not so bad, or, oh, she's a good person. This has nothing to do with her person.
Right.
This has to do with the repercussions of what she did.
Right. I thought she was a good person. When she ran, I was like, yo, I like her a lot.
I thought it was amazing that as a Somali woman, she was running for office, right? But this
Knocking
goes
doors in a Bury with a hijab. I thought it was dope.
This goes back to all skin folk ain't kinfolk, because the
Right.
repercussions of what she did is why black people are dead.
And you can't be doing that while working for a powerful white politician, while getting grant dough, while
While working
Like,
for a
that
powerful
can't
white
happen.
politician. Who?
she works for Marty. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? For real? You didn't know that? I totally assumed this whole conversation you knew that. Yeah, she's like high up too. Yeah. No, Dico worked for Marty. It's everybody, but he hired everyone who ran in District 7 except Roy and Joa and Kim, because Kim won. So she got a job. Everybody else goes on payroll. Been on payroll,
Just
off
throw
payroll.
the whole shit away.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
So let me say this. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
against nobody getting no job.
No.
Get your coins.
Right.
I'm really not. I'm not against nobody getting their job working for Marty.
Truth be told, you know who I thought would have been a great little duo for the public safety stuff?
Who?
You and Jimmy.
I'm sorry, who?
On the low, you and Slim Jimmy.
James Hills?
I thought y'all would have been good for it if it was y'all. If Marty literally said today, if he called in right now and that was him trolling us, damn it, man, let us get this show in. But if that was him and he called in right now and was like, yo, Mo, you want to run the public safety department? I swear to God, on camera, I'd be like, you should do that shit.
And I would tell you no.
But I would at least say you should do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I never do that. There's people that work for Marty that I really rock with. What I hate, good, because this is one of my, where is it?
I'm going to tell you why, though.
Go ahead,
Not
go ahead.
because I have an issue with working for Marty per se, because I think that wouldn't be my issue. My issue would be losing my voice. And for that reason, I wouldn't do it. I need to be able to be free in my speech.
Yeah.
I can't work for you. And
You could be free a Jace.
What does that mean, Calvin? What the hell is a Jace?
It means I'm sort of free of Jace. Some of them are with. There's certain things that it means that it's not that you can't say something. It's that I ain't gonna be dragging you.
Yeah, I get it, but for whatever reason, it feels like I handed over my soul. I'm good.
I guess.
I'm good. I want to do this work from over here.
I know some people that go do good work that work for shady people.
That's true.
I do.
That's true.
I know random good people.
Yeah, and I agree with
The
that.
homie
I just
Robert
don't
Lewis
think.
Jr., the other one, the one that works for Base, the one that does the baseball program.
Oh, okay.
Baseball development in the hoodie from the projects. He like a real dude on that level.
So my thing is this: I can't see me being so a couple of things about that position, right? It has no budget.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You can't be productive on violence prevention with no money.
True.
So I don't want a job where I feel like I could possibly be set up for failure because I'm coming through the door asking for money.
Right.
If you want me to
But
actually,
that's why I would want you there to ask for money.
right? If you want me to actually do violence prevention work, I need money. That's the first thing. The other piece is, I'm very cognizant that there's going to come a point in time where some shit's just not going to be right. And I'm still growing, Calvin. I can't sit here and say that, well, I can sit here and say that I would have the autonomy to not explode. I don't know. It's just something about that doesn't feel good to me. And I'm going to go with my instinct. I don't want to work for him. We can work together on violence prevention with me over here and him over there. I just feel like the whole politician thing, I'm past it.
Right.
I'm past it. I don't want you hiring me. I work with you, right?
Word.
Because the work that I plan to do with you is for the betterment of my city, and it really has nothing to do with you. It's just that you're the person in the position of power.
Right.
And so for those reasons, I'm going to work with you to make sure we get this shit right, but I don't want to work for you because I just don't feel like I would be able to have the freedom that I need to have.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And
If you don't
so-
feel like you'll have enough freedom,
Yeah,
that's legit.
yeah.
That's legit.
But could
But
I
for
do
other
the job
people,
with my
I'm like,
fucking
yeah.
eyes closed? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whoever he puts in that position, I feel like would be productive to a degree. It depends on how that person is going, how comfortable he is with that person pushing him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there has to be some pushing in order to get some stuff
Right.
done.
Right. No. Yeah. It can't. No, it's not hiring me to come tap dance for you.
Yeah, like
But
I'm
if
not
you
the.
said, if you said you're gonna hire, if he called me and was like, "Yo, I need 3 names of like somebody dope from the community that I could hire to advise me," even if it didn't come with no money, even if it was like I want them to
I'll
advise
definitely
me,
advise him. I would
I'd be like,
definitely.
"Yo." I'd be like, "Yo, you can grab Mo, you can holler," like
Yeah.
I would, and I wouldn't shame the person.
Oh no, and whoever gets hired, I think that again, they're only going to be productive as much as they are willing to push the envelope.
Right.
There's going to have to be some tough conversations. There's going to have to be some work done, but also he has to pull in people that may not always agree with him. He has to be comfortable being
Right.
uncomfortable.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with violence prevention. You got to pull in some people that don't agree with you.
Right.
And have that conversation. Now, on an advisory level, I'll talk to that man every day, all day.
Yeah.
And have conversations with him. I will say this. We just made a dope decision on superintendent.
Right.
Shout out to the
Right. How
right.
did we not do that?
I'm going to say this. Shout out to Marty.
Right.
For the dope superintendent thing. Does that fix everything in the world? No, but it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
I feel like I have witnessed him attempt to make steps to move into the right direction.
Right.
I'm just interested in see which way
Where does that go?
I'm optimistic.
Where's
That's where
that
I'm
go?
at. Right.
Where's that go? Where's that go?
And so
Another interesting thing he's doing. Oh, actually, before that, one thing that jumped out to me, like, so I saw, you would have loved this little exchange. There's a black person who works for Marty. I ain't gonna give out too much. Jumps out and goes, Biden 2020, right? You're like a black higher up in Marty's campaign. And then somebody from the community goes, shocker. Like, they literally comment like, not surprised at all. Of course
Right.
you are. That person then gets mad. Like, what do you mean by that? Biden really does. And it's like, yo, some of y'all love the people that work at City Hall. I don't want to blast you. The black and Latino people that work there that still have their souls, that can say, look, I'm here trying to get X, Y, and Z done. I don't got to cape for I don't got to, cover up for this kind of stuff. I don't have
Right.
to. I'm cool when you do that. When you are literally the person that supports anybody that he's with, and then you like literally get mad when people call out how you are, it's disgusting.
but you know where that comes from, right? It comes from the strong attachment to the wallet.
right.
Right?
Right.
It's not coming from a place of loyalty, and those people are not loyal to him. Those people, their loyalty is contingent upon a paycheck and a favor.
Right.
And the proximity of power, which is sad, right? Because a lot of them are satisfied with just the proximity of power.
Right.
And I say this to people all the time, and I don't say it to brag, but I say